Okay. We are here at JR's Barbershop in Baltimore, right down the street from Johns Hopkins.
Orleans and Chester Street.
Orleans and Chester Streets. Okay, so JR, tell us where you're from and...
I'm from Baltimore.
Which parts of Baltimore?
Well, east and west.
How did that happen?
I was born over east and raised over West Baltimore. And some kind of way I found my way back over east.
And what brought you to this barbershop?
Well, I started out cutting hair over West Baltimore on Baltimore and Cary Street. And I came over here searching for a new, something different. You know, I was so used to West Baltimore, so came back over here, established a clientele around on Monument Street, and said I wanted my own barbershop, so started looking, and I found one right here. Been here for 10 years now.
Now, what's so special about this specific location to you?
Oh, well, my grandfather was, my grandfather lives across the street, and he's been there for about 35 years. I done travel all around the world, and some kind of way I found my way back right here. So, you know.
And what's
and I used to come here to get my hair cut when I was a kid.
Wow. So you know the community well. They know you.
Yeah, real good with the community.
And you're very local to the community, right? Where were you born?
In Baltimore. Oh, Johns Hopkins.
Johns Hopkins, which is literally two blocks away.
2 blocks up the street.
So you've lived here all your life. What are your thoughts about the uprising that happened and the reasons behind it?
Well, you got a lot of poverty here. A lot of people don't really get a chance, and and a lot of the kids, they kind of get sidetracked towards the streets a lot because there's no recreation centers. What I think, if they had more stuff to do, activity and stuff like that, basketball. They don't have basketball games no more. They used to have the parades and.
What kind of parades?
They just get the kids in like bands and stuff like that, and flag football. You don't see none of that no more.
When did you see it kind of stop?
Actually, they started shutting a lot of wrecks down around about the early maybe the 90s. Yeah, I wouldn't say early 90s, maybe going towards the middle to the end. And this generation never really experienced, real recreational activities. And, we grew up, when we get out of school, we go to the rec, they help us with our homework. And after that, you get to play basketball, ice hockey, and different stuff, play pool. These kids don't have that, and they just in the streets, and, and they get frustrated. I guess watching their parents struggle from not having jobs. Everybody growing up on Section 8 and really don't have money to really survive. So I think that's when when all of that went down, everybody just took that frustration out on really whatever they had frustrated, They felt like they needed stuff. And so they started looting,
How about the police violence part of it?
It happened all the time. There's been times that I done walk to the store and I see, I might see the police, they got a guy, they beating him, and told me, keep walking if I don't want something too. So I done been there too. So I just thank God I'm on this side now. Now when the police go down the street, hey JR, and then turn right here and slam somebody on the ground. And I used to be on that side. So
what made the difference?
Well, I took a change of life. I used to be out there too. So I just figured I was gonna do something different. I said, just get tired of it. You get older. Teenagers go through it all the time. That's that life change. They want to be part of this, part of that. They really don't know. It's a change of life.
How did you do it?
Well, I got locked up when I was 18, and I caught 3 years. Came home when I was 21, and while I was in jail, I learned how to cut hair. It's crazy how I learned because a guy, he was going on a visit one day, and he asked me to cut his hair. I said, I don't know how to cut no hair. So he was like, man, just shake me up, do something. So I shaped him up. Then all the other guys started seeing me. He said, man, I didn't know you know how to cut hair. I said, I don't know how to cut hair. I said, man, tighten me up. So guys kept coming. I got better and better. So when I came home, I figured, okay, I'm gonna try to do something with it, and took an apprenticeship and worked under apprentice for 2 years and went down to barber licensing and everything. The state board took my test and got my license. It's crazy because I never wanted to work for nobody. I always used to sit on the step and try to think of a business to do. I mean, even when I was when I first came home, I started a gutter cleaning business. I never wanted to work for nobody. So, you know.
So how long did it take you to go from, getting charged and put in jail to freedom?
I went from, I got locked up when I was 18. I caught the time when I was 19. And they gave me 3 years. I did 2 years on 3, came home when I was 21. So while I was in there, I went through the little boot camp program. I think that was a big blessing on me too, because it showed me, it gave me some kind of foundation to stand on, And after that, I just came home motivated. I had made a little list before I came home of stuff that I wanted to accomplish, and I accomplished all of it. I didn't think this was going to happen, me actually owning my own business, but that's a blessing too, because I came home when I was 21. I did all my training in between, as far as under apprentice, and I opened my own barbershop when I was 25. So,
how did you get the money to buy this place?
Well, working. That's the difference between going to school for barbering and working under apprentice, because while you're working under apprentice, you're actually working and you're learning at the same time. Go to school, it's an 8-month program, but you're not getting hands-on training. I mean, charging $5 cuts, you really not making no money. But I mean, if you constantly, working under apprentice and you charging regular prices and you learning at the same time, I mean, you get to establish and build money to keep putting money away. So
were you tempted ever to go the other way?
What? Back to
go back to what you were doing?
That part of my life was over.
So you were focused.
Yeah, and been focused ever since I came home.
So from the time you left jail to owning this place, how long was that?
Actually, 4 years.
4 years. Wow, and you've been here 10 years since.
Yep.
Do you hire apprentices?
Not this time. I like working by myself. I do.
Do you?
If I need company, I get my customers like him.
And what message do you want to tell young people that may not have support at home, don't know where to turn?
Well, there's a lot of kids out here that don't have fathers, and I think that's where it started. A lot of them don't. If it was more fathers that that took control and helped raise the kids right, I see it all the time. Mothers and fathers raising a child, it always worked, And what I always say, a woman can't raise a man. I think a woman can only nurture and raise a child or raise a boy until he's the age of 13.
So it becomes harder.
No, actually, because after that, he feel like he's going to be the man of the house, or he's looking for a role model. So a lot of times, if the father not there, if the father's there, they want to be like their dad. If the father not there, or in the child's life, they start looking toward the streets, and that's when the chaos comes. That's when the mother can't handle them no more. He's a teenager, he's a young man now. So
what do you say to these young men that may not have a father, have the mom? What can you say to them in support of
Well,
choosing a different way, or?
It's really nothing I can say. You know, I mean, it's just, I mean, you have your few that the mother can control, and you got your ones, like, everybody's different. You know, so, I mean, you got a lot of hard heads and knuckleheads that think they the man of the house, and, you know, you'll get some of them saying, you know, this is my house. You know, so.
So is it just hard work then?
Yeah.
Just stick to something. But for a teenager to, you know, get out of getting in trouble, you know, just pick something and stick to it.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I had a mother and a stepfather in the house, and, you know, I still sway toward the streets. But as you get older, you know, you change. You go through stuff. Like I said, you know, even if somebody tell you don't do this, that'll make you go do it even more. You know, because you want to test the water, you want to see what it's about. I mean, so it's all about learning, experiencing, and, you know, just going through stuff. That's what makes you a man.
So as a community, we shouldn't necessarily penalize them or put them down, but find a way to support them as they go through.
I would say open more jobs up, and you know, like you got your poverty neighborhoods and stuff like that. I mean, they need jobs. Give them a chance, you know. Just a small chance to create something bigger, you know.
You might have an apprentice coming your way.
I might. I mean, but I get guys that come in here, and a lot of them, they want to be barbers and stuff like that. And, you know, I tell them, just come in here and sit in the chair and watch me. That's how I learned. You know, when I wasn't doing nothing in the barber shop, and the guys down, you know, a couple chairs down, they doing fades and stuff like that, I pull my stool up and sit there and watch them. Well, they call me, JR, come here, watch this. And I just sit there and watch them. And I got better and better. So really, you know, I basically learned by watching other people. And now, you know, I done came up and I done passed them.
What's your final message of hope for all of Baltimore?
Hey, just try to do better, you know. I don't know. I mean, it's nothing really you can say. I mean, I can't speak for everybody because everybody's different.
No, just your personal, like what you would hope for Baltimore.
I mean, I hope we get it together. I mean, it's a beautiful city. You know, it's. I mean, everybody think about the wires. Oh my! So I need some glass.
Is the wire?
Everybody think the wire. Oh, it's so bad. It's not that bad. I mean, it's like everywhere. You got your certain parts. It's like they say, oh, Chicago and Baltimore. Everywhere is the same way. You just got your parts. You know. So even when I went up to Chicago, everybody talking about watch out for the Bloods and the gangs up there. I'm like, well, they got their head. So what I'm scared of that for? I mean, if you make it here, you can make it anywhere.
That's right.
It's really not that bad.